God, man, give this man a spinoff, recurring role, whatever. I I need this guy. Pay him, ABC. Oh, everyone, this is Joe from ActionX. Welcome back to What's on the Tube. If you don't know what this is my weekly show. Well, daily-ish, bi-daily-ish. I don't even have a terminology for this show. Where I review TV shows on every single episode, and sometimes I do sub-series where I review certain seasons of TV shows currently on the air. I'm reviewing, if you are clicking on this, The Rookie, Season 2, hashtag best show on TV. This is probably the most weird, no, not weirdest, but it's probably one of the best episodes yet of the show, and I keep saying that like every other week. It's like, this is the best episode, no, this is the best episode, and this is the best episode. And it really only has to do with one man. No, I'm not talking about Nathan Fillion, I'm talking about Alan Tudyk. And I finally figured out how to pronounce his name. And it only took a Google search and looking on his Twitter. Which, I'm embarrassed by saying that, but to be fair, I've been butchering his name since I've figured out the actor's existence since... He was in Rogue One, right? Yeah, he was in Rogue One. So I've been trying to figure that out since then. And obviously, if you had watched my Doom Patrol Season 1 review, I have praised the man to death. So having him appear on this show, and apparently he was he worked alongside Nathan Fillion on an earlier show very far back when I was a kid. So I don't know that show's name. I think it was Firefly. I don't remember what exactly the show was. I'm sorry if I'm destroying your interpretation of me. I just don't know. Which also, it's getting a little warm here. Anywho, so let's get down to it. So spoilers, my overall thoughts. I really, really enjoyed this episode. Probably one of the best episodes of the whole show. And it does, and again, I'm noticing lately that, now this could be, again, another construction of my interpretation of time in this episode, but it does seem like, while again, this is The Rookie, so this doesn't have to necessarily focus on John Nolan, but he is our title character. This episode, I feel like that it didn't have a lot of Nathan Fillion or Alan Tudyk. In my opinion, I don't think he was even... I don't remember. Like, the thing is, I don't know. There, again, like I said this, I think a couple weeks ago, maybe last week, where I'm noticing a little bit less of John Nolan, even though, again, I know they have the split between the three different pairs, so I understand that. This episode we got 4 pairs, so now I'm not thinking about, maybe it is just my interpretation of how they balance the episode out, but it felt like that we didn't get a lot of him this episode. Now again, it could be because, again, they have to deal with 3 other different subplots, so I'm assuming that's a factor there, and also the fact that maybe Nathan Fillion being in the Suicide Squad is affecting his schedule. Again, I don't know, I could be wrong, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, let's get down to the actual episodes. Let's get down to the plot. I still gotta work on my segue on that, to be completely honest with you. Anywho, so apparently it's like I keep saying Nathan. It's Nolan's birthday. We had a brief cameo from Henry via a FaceTime, and kind of impromptu time because when we last saw Nolan, he just went through a pretty big breakup, and now immediately after that is his birthday. So kind of very shitty timing on that part, but anywho, so apparently Nolan doesn't want anyone to know it's his birthday, probably because he's still new, he's the oldest rookie, so pretty much he doesn't want to be called the oldest rookie, and that's kind of where we leave things there. But before he's able to go back home to resume the very long running gag of him repairing his house, his new house, Gray calls him over for a special assignment or a mandatory callback or whatever the terminology is. I didn't really pay attention. He has to go guard a crime scene before it eventually gets cleared to be cleaned up and resumed its normal operations. And while it was supposed to be a 2-hour endeavor, it actually turns out to be a very, very 6 a.m., which is about the time I gotta wake up for school tomorrow. Anywho, so he has to deal with that, and it's a very long morning. Well, not really. He gets bored, and I can obviously relate to being bored and being stuck in somewhere for multiple hours and having your phone nearly die on you. I'm trying to get mostly... I'm not trying to go in order here. I'm just trying to get most of Nolan's stuff out of the way first so we can get to the other stuff. Nolan eventually gets bored. He gets a call from the lady doctor. Again, I still don't know her name, which I'm assuming I really should soon, since I'm pretty sure I'm guesstimating that she's gonna be a more major importance moving forward, given the obvious breakup with Jessica. So we'll see how that turns out. So I really should learn the name. but I'm not doing a really great job on that, so I apologize. We eventually get introduced to Alan Tudyk's character, which now that I'm thinking about it, I do not remember the name. It's Elroy. Oh, Elroy. God, why is that such a familiar name to me? Elroy. So, is it Elroy? Again, comment below if I'm saying it wrong. My head is... It's 11:20, and as I'm recording this, I need to go to bed soon. So, I'm a little bit hazy. Anywho, so we get to that character, and in standard Alan Tudyk fashion, he gracefully praised our screen, and he just takes the show away. And I'm just going to say this. After this entire episode, ABC, you need to either make this guy recurring, like you did with Harold's character, or, I'm going to say this, let's do a spinoff. Let's fucking do it. I mean, this guy, a crime scene cleaner? We never seen that before. We got CSI, we got NCSI, I think I'm butchering that wrong. We got FBI, we got all these other shows based on the actual police agency. But why not do a show about the guy who cleans up the crime scene? I mean, come on, let's do some crossovers here. Let's expand the universe. Maybe get Bishop back. Something like that. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just spitballing ideas here. But anyway, no, again, it could be my own, so I'm just putting Alan Tudyk on a high pedestal, but it's also just his character was so great. He does a lot of great work, a lot of great comedic work, and he just did a great job in this. That I honestly could see him carrying a spinoff, not like a 20 episode spinoff, but like maybe 13 episodes would be fair enough. Give some of the supporting characters and the side, like the lesser known characters on the Rookie, a little bit more chance to shine. Especially, I think they brought back the call operator from season 1 for this episode. I could be wrong again. I haven't seen season 1 in ages ago, which I know it was last year, but my interpretation of time again, a little bit off. So, again, I implore you, ABC, either make this guy appear more often or give him a spinoff. All I'm going to say. Anywho, so while Nolan and Elroy are busy comparing, like, Elroy's a pretty knowledgeable guy on, analyst work, investigation work, so I'm pretty sure he can get that promotion eventually, but we'll see what happens. But before we resume Nolan and Elroy's amazing bogus adventure, I was gonna make some sort of joke here, but I'm only thinking of Family Guy right now. We get to the other guys, which there are 3 separate plots going around, which they don't seem much in the grand scheme of things, but they are slowly advancing everything. So picking up from last week, apparently Bradford and Wes are both receiving a special awards for their service for last week's episode, and which is pretty cool. But they're also obviously they're where they're going currently, and their subplots kind of and in the moment prohibit them from achieving these awards. Meanwhile, Sergeant Gray is taking along the newbie Harper because she wants to do her yearly review early because she has her custody meeting next week, so she wants to have like some good standing at her current job to kind of like help her out with her custody. But Gray's not giving out handouts for free. If she wants that early review, he's gonna have to do a ride along with her and see if she is able to has she earned a positive combination. So yeah, so that's kind of where we leave things off. So I'm just gonna like blaze through a little bit here because there's really not much to say. Wes and Diaz are dealing with their typical routine, and then they uncover a potential drug dealer delivering drugs to their seller or buyer. I don't really know what was the terminology there, but Wes accidentally inhales some. It's not really cocaine, but it was like a mule. I forgot what the term they said, but basically it's something to kind of acts like you getting high, but it's not really one of the big ones for some reason. So Wes gets injected with that, and he kind of gets into some very hilarious scenarios on it while Diaz is trying to get him away from any like official, any ranking official, because apparently if he gets figured out that he is on the influence, or worst case scenario, if he's on PCP, this could eventually potentially put him on early retirement and make him unfit to be an officer. So that was the whole thing, but eventually it turns out alright. Apparently it was something else, and eventually dies down. So thankfully that didn't really go anywhere. To Bradford's case, they're dealing. He and Bradford are having their. I'm so freaking lost here. I'm so tired. Bradford and Chen are on a drive, and they get into a little funny banter, and then they hit a car by accident. And well, initially Bradford's taking all the blame. This is the first time he's actually done this, so this could put everything, his entire career, in jeopardy. It does not help him out that much, but eventually, apparently, when they go check both cars, they figure out that the person who got hit. Her car was actually had the tail lights and the brake lights disconnected. So, and they had a bunch of other material in the car. They kind of assumed that she's committing insurance fraud. And I think I forgot to mention she had a boyfriend who was acting a bit on edge, a bit suspicious, so to speak. Even like he was not acting suspicious. He was acting suspicious the whole freaking time. So, not really the best person to have in a poker game. Sorry, it's getting a little late for me. Apologies. I'm very unprofessional. I'm sorry. So we get back to that. They eventually confront her, and she initially denies it. He denies it, but they know something's up. But eventually, after persuading the person who actually was in the vehicle, she admits that her boyfriend has done insurance scams before. He's brought her along with it, and apparently his next accepted gig was to actually kill someone to get a cut of the life insurance policy. Which obviously is a very shitty thing to do. You shouldn't do that. But they cut a deal, and they eventually do get to arrest the guy. And luckily enough, Bradford and Wes do get their combinations. There wasn't really much memorable on Gray and Harper's ride along, so to speak. This should be the subplot for Ride Along 3. I'm giving you gold here. Whoever distributes the Ride Along series. I heard those movies were good. They're pretty funny. Obviously, they're comedies, so they're gonna get pretty bad reviews because comedy is it's subjective to people, and also I cannot speak English tonight, so I apologize again. So we do eventually. Actually, now the only thing that's a bit more primitive here is not primitive, like more primary here is that they both are having discussions on their points with their own respect to their daughters. Harper's obviously trying to fight to get custody of her daughter back. Meanwhile, Gray is trying to keep his daughter in the city, because obviously when we last picked them, like his daughter up back in season 1, she was actually going to head off to college soon, so she's obviously in the proceedings of what college she should go to, where she should go to, all that sort of speak, and she just got accepted to Stanford or Cornell, I forget which one it was, but it's going to take her far away from LA, and Gray doesn't want that, and it's kind of like an internal, not really a big internal conflict. I think by the end of it he's actually okay with it, or I don't think they actually did a resolution for that plot, but I'm assuming it's going to be alright. It's the Rookie after all. But Harper does earn her positive commendation for handling a drunk young woman off the street, which turns out she was actually trying to get her mind off actually getting breast cancer, which actually was pretty sad for her to like have this entire experience. And she actually did learn something from it. There was also a guy with a baseball bat, but after the whole Negan thing from Walking Dead, I'm just zoning that out, no offense. So we actually get back to the real stars of the show. That's right, we're back to Nolan and flipping Elroy. They're enjoying this man bonding. Elroy's a pretty nice guy. Again, the promo was misconstrued because I honestly thought like Elroy committed this murder or something, because he just seemed way too zany, but I didn't realize, wait, this is Alan Tudyk. He's going to act zany no matter what. So they eventually figure out that, hey, wait, hold on. Maybe the money's still here, and by perfect time, and the freaking robbers show back up and start a shootout. Nolan and Elroy eventually retreat back to the to another side room next to the office. They have a shootout. Nolan takes out a guy with a brick, and Elroy does the most perfect maneuver ever. Throws a flipping pipe, and Nolan shoots. That should be in the next Call of Duty game. Activision, you better listen to me. That as well, Elroy apparently had also this, which I think I glossed over again. Elroy had this thing with the call lady that they had this very good back and forth. Kind of seems romantic in nature, but they never met each other because of their jobs. Eventually, well, by the end of the episode, Nolan does get those two acquainted and set up. Will we see them again? I really do hope so. Hashtag spinoff. The doctor lady shows back up again and gives her a present. Apparently, everyone knew it was Nolan's birthday. And Nolan does give a very touching speech about how this is kind of like his family. This is kind of like, this is his new beginning. This is everyone. This is his family, which I completely understand and I enjoy it. It's kind of, again, another like sad tale because I understand why Harper isn't there. I understand that. I understand why Bishop can't be there. It's just, and obviously Graves, the higher up, it wouldn't make sense for him to be there, but it does. It was a nice moment. It was a really nice moment, and definitely there was like a little bit of like hints that Nolan and the Lady Doctor might pursue something in the future, but I don't think they're going to tackle that on at least for the rest of this year because it's still too soon. Obviously, he just got off a breakup, and they kind of end the episode there, and it was honestly another great episode. Again, I very strongly implore you, ABC, give Elroy that spinoff. Give it to them. Give it to him. Or make Alan Tudyk a recurring role. I just need more of him. He's just so freaking good. And the way they set him up with the call lady. Again, I'm very horrible with names, but still. I mean, they are clearly setting that up for something long term. Make it happen. So overall, yeah, I really like this episode. And I still think The Rookie is doing very strong this season with all the characters they're working with. Again, every single episode seems like a mid-season finale. I mean, it's not like the real mid-season finale is looming anywhere soon, right? Yeah, it is. And that's going to do it for me. Give this episode 2 thumbs up as usual. And I'm saying that very casually because the show is really good. I mean, if we ever get a bad episode of The Rookie, I will be very criticized about it. But, yeah. Also, just letting you guys know, there will be no episode, there is no episode of The Rookie next week. Mean that on the What's on the Tube. We will not be doing an episode because there's no The Rookie. I'm still trying to figure it out because next week we're also on the Nancy Drew side of things. We're not getting a new Nancy Drew episode next week too. So I'm still trying to figure out if I should fill something in because in between this Saturday's High School Musical, the series review, between the next one, that kind of seems like a long time without you seeing my face in this pose on this couch. I'm sorry, I gave you guys a very bad interpretation of myself. But I'm still trying to figure something out. But if you guys are interested in seeing me talking about something else, I'm currently getting something figured out. But again, follow me, keep watching to figure out, or go on my Twitter and we'll figure it out from there. But anyway, that's going to be it. So if you want to know what's also coming up long term on the What's on the Tube, this on Thursdays I do Nancy Drew reviews from CW's Nancy Drew, and on Saturdays I do Disney Plus's High School Musical, the series. But if you're just sticking to The Rookie, like I said before, we will not have a new episode next week because there is no episode of The Rookie next week. The show will be back on December 1st. And with that being said, I do not know if the December 1st episode is the mid-season finale. It's very weird. Like, it's usually the 8th or the 9th episode. So if it is that's December 1st, then it might be. But again, I could be wrong. I did not do my research properly. But we'll figure it out when we get there. We're all in this together. And that was a High School Musical reference, which I should not be making on this show. But anywho, that's going to do it for me this week. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you were unaware, this is from ActionX. If you want to subscribe for more What's on the Tube, go ahead, click that subscribe button. Like the video, share the video, favorite the video. Do whatever you want with this video. I'm going to hit the sack. So peace out, guys.